And now Motivate, they are going to go into an anti-mage for Jackie. So, wanting to take this a bit later on, obviously the AM will be quite effective up against that Void if you do get to that stage of the game. Could be problematic though if you do get caught in that chrono. You don't have any kind of save if you do get caught in the chrono. It's just, there's no swap, there's nothing like that, no oracle.
No.
You are pretty much screwed.
It's a tough situation if you are caught out.
Yep.
I think the key here for MG.Trust is just to have Masaros as far as possible, and then you're pretty safe. Just split up the AM, the Tide's positioning, you're fine. Beyond that, you look at what TNC has, and they have nothing to stop an AM. Bloodseeker Ravage is okay, but AM's usually confident enough to just blink TP out, even with a little hit in Rupture. You don't have good stuns from Veno, of course. Pangolier, Rolling Thunder is not a guarantee to chain stun an AM. So MG.Trust, I think they've set themselves up well, locking that Jackie hero in first before going for the Fearless hero. It's a pretty nice one. They're going to have to show their mid matchup first, though.
Oh, okay. So they'll go for the Storm now. That should be your mid Fearless Storm. TNC do need a hero for Armel. Something to combat this Storm. I wonder what they want.
10 seconds.
They've got their bases covered here, though, from MG.Trust, and they banned out the Kunkka.
5
So
seconds.
no X plays, no hold. Would have been pretty good for up against a Storm. No Ember Spirit matchup as well. No Void Spirit. Earth Spirit in this case, I wouldn't say it's fantastic. A Puck would have been really nice as well, but MG.Trust banned it out. Really well planned in their draft.
Yeah.
Quap,
Give him that.
just to have the damage. I mean, we saw our Mel Quap. It wasn't an issue, but
You could go for the Quap. It didn't work out last game, but I don't really pin that down to Armel either. He had no assistance whatsoever through that mid lane. They'll spend a bit of time thinking. I mean, they understand. They've already got the Chrono, so that's one way to hold the Storm down. You've got the Rolling Thunder, which is another nice little way to get it done. Maybe just a natural Orchid carrier like the Quap that you've already brought up could be the choice to go for Armel. And they will.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all right.
yeah, you just go for the quick Orchid. Try to do with the Quap. Try to do with the Storm that way. Obviously, in terms of laning stage, the Quap already beats the Storm. Not really a problem there.
No.
We'll see how it pans out. We'll see if TNC can draw out this series.
Yeah, I expect Tims to have more impact here. So I think there's much more potential. That's what we look for from TNC. The early game is enabled by March Tims. So again, looking for them to pull it out. And yeah, we've seen these before. Not as standard, but they have pulled these two heroes on that support role a ton. MG.Trust, they've got the Masaros Tide for the nth time. They've got the Jackie AM in play. So there's some slow ramp up here as well for MG.Trust, right? You're talking about AM farm timing, Storm farm timing. You're going to look for the build-up in those two heroes. The thing they need to counteract is a Purge to counter that potential Orchid timing of Armel. So I think Fearless, if he opts for a Yule's first, I would mind it mainly because you need a save. So that's something for MG.Trust. It's going to be interesting. Much less experimental here for game 2 from TNC. So it looks like a better fight here. And MG.Trust, they just need to pull their performance off from game 1. After that showing, they're looking pretty darn good here.
I agree. Should be another fun game between these two. We'll see if Motivate.Trust can get the 2-0 or TNC can get the draw. For Motivate.Trust, they are currently sitting in 5th place. I believe this draw will help them actually tie for 4th place, perhaps. But they definitely, of course, if they could get the win here, they would be looking a lot better in terms of their group standings. So definitely wanting to see that happen. If you are a Motivate.Trust fan, TNC, they're in 2nd place right now. Like, they're not worried. They're making it through to the playoffs no matter what. It's just about holding onto that upper bracket kind of standing for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's starting to wrap up. So, it does get more important. I think you mentioned it, but TNC is not under as much pressure. It's really MG.Trust if they want to start in the upper bracket. They need to start winning a bit more. It's been up and down. Like, they have a lot of draws, so it's been consistent, but clean wins have been hard to come by.
Yep.
Let's see if they can get it. They have the draft to get that done, and of course, our traditional pause.
Mel, just gonna disconnect quickly. You know how it is, John.
Oh yeah, gotta go grab something
Of course you do.
to eat.
It's important.
Yep. Needs to be
MG.Trust,
energized down mid.
of course. MG.Trust, I'm sure they're pretty full from last game, so they'll be fine. They'll just wait it out.
Yeah, I mean, Masaros looks full. On that tide.
Do you want to have a look at that cosmetic again, John?
Yeah, I'm staring.
Look at it.
I'm staring.
It's a beautiful.
I really wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if his head was just properly hidden.
You can actually
just
see
looks
it
so
right
sloppy.
there. If you're wondering what John's talking about, it looks like he's just wearing a mask. It's yeah.
It's so strange. It's like, why would Tidehunter just toss, something that looks like a Cthulhu thing on your head? It's just sloppy. He'd eat it, but he wouldn't wear it. It's like, come on, dude.
It's weird too, right? Because you got this really disgusting looking cosmetic, but then you have the coolest name in the world. Like, you have Masaros. Such a
Right?
cool name.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then he's coming at you with a gut.
yeah.
But he's so dominant with it, It's like he's
March
proving a
mouse.
point here.
March is
Oh,
having problems
no.
with his mouse. That's not good.
Yeah. Probably running away from him. Gotta catch that mouse. There you go. Caught it.
Got him. So,
Yeah.
did I tell you I thought Masaros, his name sounds like a character out of Final Fantasy or something?
Yeah. You said that.
It's like
It
that,
does. It
what's
does.
that song? That, One-Winged Angel, is it? For, Sephiroth?
I have no clue. I'll be frank with you. I've only played FF12, I think.
What kind of weeb are you, John?
It's a shameful when all of my friends were into like FF7, I had no clue what any of them were telling me. They were all into 10. I had no clue what any of them were. I grew up with the PS2 when the PS3 was out. That was my life cycle. I was PC, dude. I was PC because my parents could justify a PC. They couldn't justify a PlayStation, okay? That was my childhood. What is this? What's happening?
What? They're saying
Can't say
bye to
that.
Masaros. What happened to Masaros?
You can't say that on stream, bro. Yeah, banned. Sorry. So rude. I don't know what is that, low. Goodbye, Masters. What did he say? I wish
I
could
don't know.
check the chat log.
I can't see it, so maybe it's a good thing. Don't worry, Masaros. We didn't see anything. You're fine, sir. Don't worry.
And that's what we get for making fun of his gut.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Tim's needs a
It's
quick snack as well.
packet loss.
Wait,
Packet
what he,
loss. Maybe
what he
he lost-
means is
maybe
packet of
lost a-
chips for Tim's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They need it.
Like he's
It
lost
ran
his-
away as well.
He lost the packet, is what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
the chips have gone somewhere. He's just gonna go grab them now, and
Hmm.
not lag or anything like that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. Just Tim's having a quick snack.
The servers are perfect, Mike. I don't know what
They are.
anyone talks about.
They are. Well, how could they not be when you've put this much money into the game, John? Like, it's impossible.
Nothing but the best for the Dota 2 community, Mike. Nothing but the best. That's why we don't have Earth Spirit Immortals, Mike. Because nothing but the best.
Shut up, John. Just shut up, Bill. He's Is that the new? That is the new cosmetic on the clockwork, right?
Yep. It's the hook. That's a very nice start as well. 3 for 1 bounties. So TNC not going to be too happy. 1 bounty behind. It's going to hurt their lanes a bit, but, yeah, it should be okay. Up top, you've got Jackie on the AM, along with Boombell on that clock. And we'll see if they can apply that pressure. They're going to be up against Tims and KP. So it's the Pango Bloodseeker lane this time, and we're seeing Tims on the off lane where we're used to. Should be a lot more effective. No toying around this time. They can apply a lot of pressure as well with that Swashbuckle and Orb of Venom start for Tims. Might make it harder for them to walk in to find these last hits here.
Yeah, Boombell's gonna have a go at Tim's. Be a battery sold out, but he'll swashbuckle away. Have a quick look at the mid lane where you'll see Fearless and Armel. Again, it should favor Armel on this Queen of Pain up against the Storm, but Fearless might have some tricks up his sleeve to try and combat the Quap. You never know. I mean, last game around, you wouldn't have really guessed that he would have had such a great game on the DP, but that was the case. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll see what he can get done up against Armel.
Yeah, it's going to be key for them to hit their level 4 marks is when I think the Quap can really pump it in. But Fearless is holding his own, 7-2, so slightly ahead in the Nice. We'll see if the supports can help out. And speaking of those supports, you've got Q and March down bot. They're hanging out with Masteros and Gabby, so it's the Tide versus faces Void Lane, which isn't going too well for Gabby. That's something Masters can really leverage, of course. You're a Tide Hunter. You go in, you anchor smash, you force Gabby to think twice about each last hit. So good pressure coming out there. Just keeping that Void slightly in check. Q is lagging behind in EXP, though, even March at level 2, so he'd want to find that steady gain. But without the camp to arrow, it is difficult for Q.
It is. Heads up play from March. Speaking of, he's going to get a bit of harassment out onto Q, but we'll decide to just back off. Up to that top lane, KP was running off somewhere. He left Tims alone in the lane on the Pangolier for a bit. Now eventually coming back in on the Bloodseeker, but Boombill going to get started with the Battery Assault again. He's trying to get some damage out onto Tims, but he's got to be careful to take too much himself. So KP is trading quite nicely. KP now even going to run at Jackie a little bit. Jackie's going to get salved up, but a nice cancellation out from Tims.
Yeah, keeping Jackie down. And of course, as the aim drops low, KP enjoys that. He's got first up, so he gets the last hit faster. He gets to dance around. Have to watch your limits here when you trade. That is something that the Bloodseeker does enjoy when you don't have any regen left.
Mid lane. There is a bit of a arrow attempt coming out from Q, and Armel, it's on target. Beautiful angle out from Q. It's probably not going to be... Oh, it is? He doesn't blink away, Armel. Waited for the Vortex first. Does eventually get out. Definitely a very nice angle from Q, though, but Armel will be pretty much unaffected.
Yeah, it's still a nice one to keep him on the edge. And Fearless is going to appreciate that. It's still been a slightly better lane for Storm, though. 19-4 compared to our Quap 16-3. And that's just set to really build up. TNC, though, are keeping this game in check. Again, you look down bot. Gabby is starting to really just match Masteros, which isn't necessarily what the Tide wants. Now, he's not going to hurt too much from March's harassment, to be fair. But you've slowed down the progress of Q. That's a big one. Like, again, no camp, no D-ward, no EXP. That's where the Moran is really supposed to shine.
Tough for Q. He's getting some, I thought he was getting some stacks off for Fearless. That was just Fearless. And he's actually, Fearless actually going to TP all the way back to the fountain. Does have brown boots, so he can run his way back, but he's left the lane alone for Armel. And so now, if you're Armel, you're probably going to get very close to that level 6 mark before Fearless can even come back. That could make it very, very tough for Fearless. In fact, he is going to commit to the jungle, it seems. No?
It's
No, he's coming back mid.
It's strange movement. Giving this little edge to Armel will hurt, so the 6 is about to be up. Fearless is just going to hit 5. You do not want to face that Sonic Wave without your Ball Lightning, so a bit of a risk for him. Still, there is a bit of a clump up. We are looking at the 5-minute rune, so going to just try to secure some bounties here.
Gonna have that level 6 mark now coming out very soon for this Quap, and you can see Fearless, he's very, very low on HP. Does have the bottle, does have a Fairy Fire, but have to be very wary of Armel. Bot lane, Masteros just by himself on the Tide Hunter. He's going to get galed up, and now the bashes are going to start coming in from Gabby. There's not much damage coming out from the Void. In fact, he's doing nothing. Masteros is taking no damage. The Anchor Smash makes it so he literally takes no damage. They will get some bashes, but Masteros is going to walk away. The Poison Sting not going to kill him. And in fact, Boombill is the one to kill off March. And March eventually gets Masteros. But they get the first blood on Motivate.Trust.
It took a lot of effort, but the blood is starting to spill. So a good time for MG.Trust just getting that kill first. Top shelf play coming out from our Boom Bell. They do look down mid, but Armel has that 6. So it's a risky prospect to gank that Quap. And this is really good from TNC. They're planting deep wards, you're watching the movement out, you're making sure the catch-up play for MG.Trust is not going to be that easy. And our Storm needs a lot of catch-up. It's just been a bit of a tough time here.
It has. I mean, he's farming well in terms of CS. It's just the XP that he's going to be behind on. Storm does need quite a bit of XP and farm before he can be really effective. Boom Bell, top lane, chasing down KB, but he's going to be fine on the Bloodseeker. In fact, Tim's is going to show up now, but we do have a TP rotation out from Q. Armel as well with an Invis rune going to show up on the Quap. Was he spotted? Did he pop that Invis after he TP'd? I think he may have. He's underneath the sentry now. They know. Boom Bell acting very well like he doesn't, but the arrow is going to fly in and Armel going to find out the hard way that they knew. They knew all along.
Oh man, it's a clean kill. KP now in an awkward spot, and
Yeah,
you're going to appreciate it if you're Jackie.
You gotta give the tip to Boom Bell. He acted that out so well.
Oh yeah, yeah, just not moving an inch. Very, very big play. Still, TNC. Other lanes are going fine. They are lagging behind slightly, but it's nothing to be too concerned about yet. Gabby's still farming well down bot. Number 2 in network, keeping up with the AM. So Masteros has not slowed that down. We do have the Ravage ready to go and the Chrono. And there's that Mask of Madness for Gabby. So he can just focus on farm. Perhaps TP to a different lane if TNC feels the need to. But it's still going to be a bit of a slower start as you're not finding too many kill ops, although it's going to be a bit slower, yeah. Just playing it safe, finding that steady farm, but KB's going to steal some stacks.
It's the way to do it. Another one of those reasons why the Bloodseeker is so strong at the moment. You can just roam in, take stacks away from the other side. Exactly what they will get done. Motivate.Trust, they needed those stacks, but Fearless gonna zip in after Armel. No Vortex yet. There's your Sonic Wave out from Armel now, but the arrow barely gonna be dodged, but he still gets coxed up. And he will die. But the Blood Ride in from KP is perfect. So March does kill off Boom Bell. Now onto Q. He does leap, but Tim's great swashbuckle in. Does get some vengeance for his team. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade. Motivate.Trust may still be pretty satisfied considering they did kill the Quap. But they do lose both their supports.
Yeah, it's an even trade for the most part. I think if you are TNC, you're still happy because KP gets a lot of that. He gets to accelerate his snowball on the Bloodseeker, and they're forcing rotations mid. So it's buying space out for Gabby. Just safely farm up. He's around the area though, but should get himself out, and it's an alright. It's not quite ideal. Neither team is really set up to get a good push going yet as well. Like, there's no clump up towards the opposite safe lanes, which we're used to seeing at this 10-minute mark. So it's a slower progress in terms of clearing out those map objectives, but you do have slower cores from both sides. They're just trying to play to their strengths, getting the farm game going, and trying to get that network advantage up.
What lane? Gabby. He's got that Chrono up.
Ooh.
Arrow. Not going to connect. Nice attempt from Q. You wonder when Gabby is going to feel the need to just get that Chrono out. Got that Mask of Madness and the Gloves of Haste, so you have some attack speed. He's going to just continue farming into the mid lane now and perhaps try and force a fight. Armel's taken over the bot lane of the Quap. Does have Sonic Wave up in 10 if they do want to commit for a big team fight, but it does seem as though Gabby may just want to concentrate on getting an MKB up. They will just buy time.
Yeah, that they will. There's a smoke in Gabby though. March did pop it for him and Gabby, but it's only Gabby moving down. They might go for a Chrono play now. They've got Armel hanging around with the screen with the Sonic Wave, so it could be a good opportunity.
It's a hard target onto Masteros, but they do commit the Chrono, and they commit a lot to make sure this man dies. They will.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Arch actually dies to Boombill in the mid lane. Mel gonna TV back in on the quad. Dish out a bit of damage onto Fearless, but won't be able to kill him off. Looks like he'll take over the mid lane once again.
An even start from the laning phase so far. 4-4, 11 minutes in. We are seeing better farm distribution here from TNC, so their cores are slightly, ever so slightly up, above, and evenly distributed, but we haven't seen MG.Trust play around or Ravage, so we were looking for the first chrono, now it's the Ravage.
Oh, Rolling Thunder's going to make it out, though. Tim's going to get there in time. Boombill going to block the way, which will mean Masteros cops another stun out from Tim's. Onto Q, it seems. They want that Mirana first, but no. She leaps away. They're unable to kill anyone, and now Fearless going to join the side of MG.Trust. And nobody dies. Everyone actually survives. I guess for the positive side of TNC's end of things, John, they do force the whole team of Motivate into the mid lane. Whereas TNC, they are quite split up now.
Yeah, it's much more efficient for them now to farm that area and the map. Right now, Jackie is still waiting for his battle tier. He's almost there, one part off, but I think he wanted to wait for it, although KP
survives, turns back around. They did not try to make the jump any further onto KP. Now they'll still hold a 1k net worth lead on TNC as they do get that top tier 1 tower. But the same will happen at the bottom lane as they do also get that tier 1. Very, very easy stuff for these two teams.
Yep, no big defense coming out. Chrono is not going to be up for Gabby. Ravage is not going to be up for Masteros. So the teamfight spells aren't ready. And that just means no fight will break out. It's steady time to build up. KP, he does have his Hood of Defiance, and he's going into the Atos. I like to see that with the Bloodseeker. Gets your combo with the Blood right on top. Gonna be important to lock in Fearless as well. And Fearless, he is going for the Orchid first, which means no Euls, no Purge, no defense. Might be a bit vulnerable once those item timings do start to come online here from TNC.
Oh. TNC trying to focus in that mid tier 1. Glyphs are being forced. MG.Trust not quite ready to fight yet. They still want that Ravage up. Masteros trying to buy a bit of time. Looks like TNC may not be aware the Ravage is still 20 seconds off. And, well, now it's 10 seconds off. So they are ready, just about, to get this fight started. But MG.Trust have to worry about the chrono of Gabby. A tier 1 is not going to last. They take it out, and now Gabby going in with the chrono does commit. Can they take down the Tide in time? They'll commit everything, and they do. Now Armel, without Masteros being around, wants to go after more. Boombill with a nice cogs will stop Tims from going onto him. And TNC, they will not be able to capitalize any further.
It's still a good use of that chrono. Finding the Tide is a big pickoff. Getting the mid-tier 1 as well gives them control on that top jungle. Their wards are still really deep, still watching the movements out from MG.Trust. MG.Trust, this is simply space for Jackie. So he just gets the farm up on that AM. You're also needing that catch-up farm for Fearless. He does have the Orchid up, so it's going to be the power treads into BKB. Important to find that defensive tool soon on the Storm, because that's going to coincide with the Orchid timing for Harmel, and as we mentioned, the Atos timing for KP. So just more farm that needs to come out. MG.Trust did go with a slower draft. They do have Ravage if they want to play, and Boombill is sitting on a hook.
Fearless, go in. Hook shot gonna miss. Thanks to that Vortex pulling him in. Boombill still gonna go on to March. Boombill is definitely gonna die here. I'll tell you what, John, we've been seeing a lot of missed hook shots today. Masteros now, gonna get stunned up by Tims. Does have that Hood of Defiance, blocking out a lot of the magical damage. And they don't feel quite confident diving into Masteros. They'll leave him be.
Yeah, it's a free pickup for TNC. They don't really commit anything to get that, although
Mid lane, they're going back in. Fearless does grab a regen room for himself, but it may not matter though. No, nice ravage out from Masaros. Mel barely able to blink away, but Fearless is going to chase him down. Still, can he get him? No, the Sonic Wave! Not going to land! Oh, Fearless, he got him. And TNC, they are backing off now. MG.Trust, however, they still have that hook shot. They might want to keep going though. No, Fearless, he's low on mana. He does not want to go for any more. And while all this is happening, Jackie is still freely farming. He is getting closer and closer to having that Manta up. I wonder if TNC is getting a little bit concerned about what Jackie's been up to.
I don't think they should be, because they do have the Void counter. They just need to spot him out and commit the Chrono immediately. All they need is good position. So that's what TNC needs to get done. Jackie is still going to be a threat. He's not really completely overtaking yet. Gabby has been good in following. I think what they need to be concerned about is the Storm starting to jump back in. Like, Fearless is making this offensive play work out, although they lose Boom Bell once more.
They do. He was just trying to chase onto KP and almost got the kill, but KP managed to survive on about 150 HP. He's able to run back to the fountain. While that was happening, Gabby did farm up the BKB now. So he actually opted to skip going for the MKB first, feeling like he needs the magic immunity. And they are going to try and make a quick smoke happen out of this. Masaros doesn't have Ravage anyway.
Yeah, it's still a piece of insurance, right? So Gabby's not going to be stressed out to find Masaros first, to commit that Chrono on Masaros. Now he can hunt the AM. This is going to enable that aggressive play to punish Jackie. And they just need to land it. They just need to find that AM now.
Boom Bill. Broke the smoke. Gabby. Spot him out. Cogs is out. They aren't going to chase him down. They'll leave him be. TNC, they've still got to try and find something. Problem is, Masaros does have the Ravage back up in 7.
Yeah, they go into the Roche pit, but the flares are flying out. Ravage, as you said, is up. Risky play.
Well, you got to watch out for the clock. Boom Bell is being blocked off by March as we speak, but Fearless is going to jump in to try and get a quick, easy kill, and the Roshan is not nearly done yet. So there goes March. Tim's going to Rolling Thunder, does cancel that off, and Boom Bell, he's going to try for the TP, but when making him Fearless, he's going to have to zip TP, but the Sonic Wave and the push down will be enough from Armel. Back to the Roshan.
That's surprising from MG.Trust. They don't TP Masaros, and they don't TP Q.
Armel gonna get arrowed, but Q must know they're still roshing. Gabby will take the Aegis, and that'll be enough. TNC, they'll be satisfied. I believe Gabby is going to start now getting back to working on that MKB. So it is going to be very, very important for him. Even if he gets the Chrono on, say, the AM right now, he may not have the damage to kill off Jackie.
Yeah, it's slightly lacking. So building into that damage is going to help the cause. MG.Trust, again, a bit of a mistake for Masaros to just stay farming. Didn't opt to TP in to help. The Ravage might have been enough, but the situation there wasn't ideal. So TNC finding a hole and blowing it wide open. Aren't quite ahead, but this is the AM effect. Like, there's a slight lead for MG.Trust. You can see the other cores of MG.Trust bleed away for that, though. As even the progress here for TNC is going well on their side course at KP. He's got that Road of Vitus, so you can keep the Storm locked in. There's no BKB here for Fearless. He doesn't have it. He's going to go for Bloodstone next. He will be punished for that greedier play, and TNC should capitalize. They've got everything they could ask for in getting these fights set up, while MG.Trust still want to stall out. They want Jackie to be bigger before committing, and he's draining the entire map to get that done.
Bot lane, do catch him out with that Orchid. Armel, not going to be enough yet. Fearless will zip out of there. Boombill is buying time for Fearless to try and TP back to the fountain, and he does. But MG.Trust, they have left 2 supports behind. Boombill is going to die. Oh no, he actually got out of there with the TP. It's only going to be Q, who does get caught and does die in the end. And I just didn't assume Boombill would be able to get out in time. Turns out he did.
Yeah, just on the edge, but he does get himself saved. And you're going to be happy about that. Forced a big response from TNC, so you open up the top lane, you open up the mid lane a bit for farm, and that will allow them to continue to build up. We're watching Fearless. He is just about maybe just done with his soul booster. He's lacking the vitality next. You're going to have more durability out on the storm if that is the case. Jackie's farm into the Basher next. And once you have that, you're better at fighting, but you would want the full Abyssal first. And then you're going to be feeling better about yourself here. TNC, though, they're not dissuaded. They're still up there. They're still ahead. They've got the root coming out from that Rod of Atos. They can take control of the AM. They can take control of the Storm. In fact, Jackie actually, he has the Manta, but you can at least control the Storm up, get them silenced up, get the follow-up burst. And, TNC, they're still stuck in that smoke. If they find something big down bot, could be a nice pickup for them.
Could be. The connection out from Q. We should be ready to go any moment now, and they do give the go-ahead.
Now the fight resumes. But will it follow the same thread?
TNC smoked up. Not going to be able to get anyone. It's always Masaros showing on the map, never really making it easy for you to find anyone else, as he just such a tanky frontlining hero, the Tide. We're back in onto that tier 2 tower, start getting rid of that creep wave. I wonder at what point Masaros decides he wants to be, a partial carry with that anchor smash. We've seen that one before.
Yeah, probably down the line. He is going to go for the blink first. Does have the Vlads ready, though. So there's a lot more durability here from MG.Trust. You can see the pinks coming out. TNC going to go for that tier 1 bot. So MG.Trust, pretty dead lane. Not going to go for the counter push, defense, and they're just going to keep farming. It's just that kind of game.
Well, they will trade. There's Boombill just by himself taking the tier 1 tower. He'll get it. The bot tier 2 is in a bit of trouble, but TNC, no, they're not going to go for it yet. MG.Trust, meanwhile, Moonlight Shadow popped. Trying to find a target on TNC's end of things, but nobody's here. This farming war between Gabby and Jackie is continuing. It has gotten to the point where Jackie has the Basher coming out. You start to get a little bit concerned now, as once that Abyssal Blade's there, he might just perma-bash the Void.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think you're stuck in a situation where TNC starts to heavily rely on the chrono plays, which we haven't seen too much. There is building pressure on Gabby to land the chronos, to get the most value from it, so you want to catch the Storm and the AM. But if you had to choose one or the other, I think you'd take the AM, just to ensure that Jackie does fall. And that's going to be the objective for TNC if they do break out in the fight. They've been very good at avoiding each other, trying to go for tower trades, and, well, looks like it's still going to be a bit longer. That Aegis here on Gabby, it's going to expire in about 15 seconds, so not going to have that second life anymore. Just, looks like it's just back to farming until then.
Aegis will expire. They are just holding that net worth lead, Motivate. Dota Plus is on their side as well, 72%.
Huh.
I think it's just the AM factor, and the Storm for that matter. Even the Tide, once you get to level 25, you get the plus 200 damage.
Yeah.
it hurts.
It does. It does. I think you have to pull into that point though. TNC is actually taking a bit. Oh yeah, it's been a lot more passive. The MKB is gonna be up on Gabby soon. I believe he's just lacking those blitz knuckles. So just about 200 gold off this ancient camp should give that to him. And once you have that MKB, you have the damage in the chrono. But you look at Masaros, he's got a blink now. So MG.Trust do have ways of opening beyond just tossing their storm in. Masaros can commit and jump, and they've got the Bloodstone lining up perfectly. They smoke up with these two items.
Yeah, time to go. Into the top lane. MKB is now up on Gabby, so both teams getting up those items they want, but Fearless is going to try and zip him onto KP. They'll decide to go after the Bloodseeker first and try and get rid of that Rupture, and they do. Tim's Rolling Thunder is not going to work out. He just needs to make a run, but Boom Bell, he's waiting for a hook shot. Can he connect it? No, he doesn't try. The team backs off, and seems like they are satisfied with just getting KP.
Yeah, I mean, you still got an additional charge onto Fearless. You'll be happy with what you can get. Fearless is, for his part, going to save up for the BKB now into the Ags afterwards, and that's going to be another major spike for our Storm once that's up. It is going to take some time, and MG.Trust just back to dominating that jungle. You look at Jackie, that Abyssal you talked about, Mike, just a few 100 gold left, and once that's up, then the AM is going to be in a really good spot. He's got his Blink talent as well up and running. Level 20 is there, so he's much more mobile. And TNC, not seeing that progress yet. Beyond the MKB for Gabby, been a bit slow. We haven't seen him pop his BKB. They haven't really set themselves up for any offensive plays. It's going to be another defensive item for Gabby as well, going into the Lincolns after. So just ensuring that he'll be alive to get the control off. But you see MG.Trust, they're still hanging around with the smokes. They're taking control of that bot jungle. Might set their eyes towards tier 2 to push.
Dire's middle tower is under
Alright, so a
attack.
tier 2 tower push is going to happen. Both teams going to set up for those tier 2s.
Set up top. Quacking away. Not quite as much damage though. So there's time for the defense here.
Boom Bell. Thinking about that hook shot, but nobody's nearby. Gabby will show himself now. They'll still have that 10-second BKB charge. There's your Moonlight Shadow. TNC, they know they're coming. You gotta make a decision. Do you want to fight or do you want to defend that bot lane? Because it is being pushed in now by Jackie. They'll check the Roshan, but that's not going to be it. Still about 1 minute 10 seconds away on that Roche.
They just avoid, and they don't manage to find a tier 2 tower trade. They drag it down to half HP though, which is a decent point for it. They still maintain some pretty good wards in this jungle. There are the pings. They did have the sentry. Can take that control away, and MG.Trust, again, as this game goes slow, you start to wonder whether the chrono will ever come out against Jackie. I think that's going to be a concern now, because they really are tied into it. And you can see MG.Trust, they understand this. They just keep smoking up. They keep looking for kills to come out.
Yeah, Boom Bell. Know the KP's around. March gonna break the smoke. Boom Bell. Rocket flares on the low ground. Q leaped in, but there's a rod of Atos from KP. Hook shot in from Boom Bell onto March, actually getting him on the other side. He will pop the Poison Nova. March is still going down, and Masaros now going to show himself, but Gabby jumps in for the chrono. Now getting one, going after the tide, and they'll get Masaros as well. But Fearless going to zip in. In fact, he'll go for the TP play and cancel that off, but Gabby is out. And Motivate.Trust. Just a lot of mistakes occurring there. I didn't even see Jackie involved.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even close. He was just farming up, and that's going to be a missed opportunity. They know the Roche is happening. They don't have the tide, though. They need a Ravage to really contest here.
Well, that or a hook shot, but He doesn't have hookshot for another 15 seconds. They might still try. Rolling Thunder out from Tim's. Roshan low. Jackie jumps in. Aegis on the deck. Nobody's picked it up yet. And Aegis does snatch it. Jackie has the Aegis and will turn back around onto Gabby. An absolute clusterfuck in the Roshan pit right now as the Starfall does come through. Jackie is just going to blink out onto Tim's with the Mana Void. And Boombell, well, he has no hook shot, but KB, the rest in peace has been placed there from Jackie. Not quite.
It's still somehow a win for MG.Trust, finding some heroes in exchange, still snatching that Aegis. So Jackie, he's going to be happy. He took the Aegis, he took the cheese as well. So just massive wins. Unfortunate. TNC just not shuffling their inventory in time. They lose a mid-tier one as well. Good progress being made, and MG.Trust, they've got to step up. Not only did they steal the Aegis, but they've still got Ravage ready to go. And they've got that option to fight here. You do not have that chrono from TNC. It's like, okay.
Do you have a DC there on Masseros? Reconnect on Boombell. Just wait it out.
Yeah. TNC right now. Few awkward things break out, right? So the Chronos have constantly been on Masseros, which is the target you want if you wanted to ensure a good chrono. It's just that they're not catching anyone else. Jackie's just so far away that the AM just comes in after the fight and cleans up completely. So that's something TNC has to be careful about. Jackie's just, he's fine with his team dying, and he doesn't care. He just comes in afterwards, cleans up after. And MG.Trust, again, they've still got that Ravage. They can choose to leverage it. They've got the control for the team fights here, and don't have the same for TNC.
Jackie gonna blink straight into that tier 2 tower now, looking like a real powerhouse. This is what I was worried about for TNC. Like, you wait this long up against an AM Storm, it's only gonna get tougher. There's your tier 2 mid gone. Armel has been split pushing that top lane, but that's gonna be it for him. He'll get a Lincoln Sphere for himself. We just try and deal with the Mana Void and the Vortex of the Storm.
Yep, it's one way to defend that out. Speaking of that Storm, BKB for Fearless, not quite up yet. Gonna need that item for him to really have free reign. It's really been putting a damper on him, not having that Spell Meteor or any defensive item.
Oh, Masseros, linked in, doesn't quite get the Ravage. He's been silenced. He needs a team nearby. They are coming. Boombell, great hook shot getting to them, and now the Ravage gonna hit everyone. So Fearless can get in there onto Gabby, but a nice Sonic Wave out from Armel. They're gonna try and fight this one back. Gabby is so darn low, but he's not down yet. He gets the chrono. He's still surviving, Gabby. Oh, we'll get out of there. They've got Q on the Mirana. And that's all off the back of Armel's Sonic Wave, buying time for Gabby.
Oh man, that is a costly loss for MG.Trust. And we've been waiting for that team fight to break out. They popped the Ravage way early. They think they could beat down the Faceless Void, but no, they were being controlled by Tims as well. That Rolling Thunder keeping them at bay long enough on top of that Sonic Wave. So MG.Trust now, awkward position. No Ravage when the Tide respawns. They can try to make these Storm plays to clear out the wave, but that is going to be it. Their tier 2 mid falls. They still hold on to their tier 2 top and bot, but that lead they had narrows down. 1k, you can start to feel the hurt for MG.Trust. You do have the BKB up in Fearless, so he can stand in front. He needs that Ags. You really need to see that Vortex come in on the AoE just to get that control out. TNC, they're getting tankier. They've got the Guardian Greaves up on Tim, so the entire team shoots up in durability. they've been having issues here in damage. It's gonna get worse.
Well, zip in is going to be on to KB. You don't have the Ravage available right now, so this could be a risky team fight, but Fearless does go back in. Still Gabby jumping in the cogs. Everyone's in the cogs, but Gabby's getting the damage off. Masaros is very, very low, and looks like he is going to drop. Even Tim's trying to look for a bit more. Is chasing down Q, but they are unable to catch him. Still a 2-for-1.
Is under attack.
And it's in towards the top lane now.
I mean, they don't have to worry about the Tide. You will have Ravage when he respawns, but Gabby hits way too fast. The tower's just gone. Chrono for TNC's end is about 30 seconds off. They've got a nice window here to take control of the jungle, get some farm going, then look for perhaps another smoke play into the Chrono, get a pick off, punish MG.Trust. They're losing that lead. And then it's only very slight lead for TNC, but you're playing with an AM. That means all the farm is really just funneled into Jackie, and you're starved on everyone else.
Q comes in and up. Gabby on the chase. Has Chrono in one. They don't really want to commit it like this. Q, however, and he's going to try for the TP, but KP has the run of Atos into the blood right. Gabby going to TP straight back to the outpost of the Dire jungle. I believe he wants those bounty runes, but Fearless is going to fight him for it, or Fearless, this could be really poor timing. Gabby's waiting for him to come in so he can go for an easy Chrono, and he does get him as well. Oh, that's great patience out from Gabby. That's a big pickoff.
Yeah, there's no buyback because he did just finish up that BKB. So Fearless is going to be down for a very long time. It's probably the best thing you could hope for from that Chrono, and you start looking at that high ground. Like, there is a Ravage there for the defense. Masaros has that option. Jackie can try to keep shoving that bot tier 3, but...
Oh, Ravage Masaros! He's going to jump in. Gabby in trouble, gets bursted. Oh boy, and Jackie back into the backlines now. It's a march. There's your Poison Nova round. Tim's with the Rolling Thunder, being a real nuisance towards this AM, but it's not going to be enough. But what a great Sonic Wave out from Armel. They're turning it back around. Jackie is able to blink and will be all right, but Armel's on the chase. Jackie's in trouble. He was ruptured, but he will survive for now on very low HP. In fact, make that 70 HP on the AM. He will make it out of there.
It's on the edge. They find a favorable trade, so that's going to stop the push. And Masaros with a Ravage. It's all about the Ravage versus Chrono now for both sides. Have to play around his team fight spells. When one team doesn't have theirs, you have the upper hand.
Oh, for Jackie? KP. That's a very unfortunate place to be in. Jackie will take his free kill.
Yeah, just feeding the AM now. Gonna work into that butterfly, and at that point the AM starts to hit a bit too hard. So actually no, E-Blade. So bursting people down, getting himself a bailout as well. If you don't get caught in the Chrono, you can E-Blade someone for safety. And there are some options now. MG.Trust suddenly bouncing back into the lead. 3k advantage, 21-14. Starting to go hunting for a bit. The Roche not quite going to be up. Still going to find out in about 20 seconds, so it's going to take what they can off the map.
I'll try. Gims just rolling around at the top lane. Just go ahead and try and clear out that creep wave. Trust still split pushing the waves. Prince's knife now up on Jackie. That could actually be very useful.
Yeah, it's perfect for jumping in. That's going to get immediate control on Gabby. Then you can get the follow-up Abyssal if you wanted to. So really everything you could hope for the AM. We're waiting around a map, Mike. A minute off until the next Roche. That's probably where both teams start to set their eyes on. And look at Gabby. He's building into the Satanic. So he's going for the stat resist, going for durability here on Faceless Void. KP, he does have the Lotus. He's working towards that Linken's as well. So more defensive items coming out to combine here with the Linken's already up on the other cores. Just being safe, and that makes it harder for MG.Trust to get that single target control off.
There's a big smoke here, John. MG.Trust gonna go through their own jungle. Doesn't look like they're gonna really find anyone from TNC. Tim's the only one really left up at that top lane. May get caught out here if Boombill does spot him out. He's gonna hide in the tree line and be alright. Gabby is in the smoke, just waiting. He has a ninja gear right now on the Void. There's an Ethereal Blade now available on Q. Okay.
Ooh.
Why not?
They've got the options to blow a lot of people up now. E-Blade on the AM, E-Blade on the Mirana. Tons of burst in play. And they're just constantly scouting out, shoving out these waves. TNC and MG.Trust are both playing fairly clumped up now. The emphasis is on those two big teamfight spells. The Roche is finally up though. And thanks to March's Venom wards, they can keep an eye on it, but the flares are there as well from Boombell.
.40-minute mark. Tier 4 items coming. Well, they already were a few minutes ago, but pretty much done.
Yep. Not too many major things. I mean, you've got a Princess Knife as well on TNC's end, so Armel can initiate very nicely for his side. Again, both sides really just maintaining vision on that Roche pit. That's where more than likely the next fight breaks out. Neither side ready to commit. So they're just taking it slow, but there's that Satanic on Gabby. So additional stat resist. You can see him gobbling down these tomes as well to get his 25 down. Opts for the backtrack. So this makes it a lot more difficult to hammer in on that Faceless Void. Might make it difficult to really get that band fight on from Jackie. He does not have anything like an MKB or even anything like a break to handle that. But you've got the Ags up here for Fearless, so that mini black hole, Mike, it's in play for a
Love
Storm.
to see it. He's got the Timeless Relic again. That's the second time today we've seen Ag Storm with Timeless Relic. He does have the 20 talent, so he is 0.25 seconds off a black hole timer.
Yep. Perfectly balanced, Mike.
It well, kind of is, John, if you get that lucky.
Yeah. And they smoke up. Big reveal to come out. Maybe fight around Roche as well.
Gonna go for the Vortex, has caught out too, and Jackie gonna jump in, but now Gabby has the Chrono. He's caught the AM with the Sonic Wave to fly out, but it's not enough. Jackie, he's alive. The Ethereal Blade gonna make it so they can't finish him off. He gets forced up. He needs time to blink, but he can't get it. He can buy back, and he will. Q does go down, but Fearless again, a mini black hole into 3 heroes.
Oh.
Do they have the damage? Bassaros gets in there for the 3-man Ravage, but they need more. They need Jackie on the AM. He's blinking in. He is not going to get there in time. Oh, they're going to try for that Roshan play.
It's a dangerous time for both teams. No Chrono, no Ravage. I'd give the edge to MG.Trust. They've got that mini black hole. You don't have anything like that for control from TNC without their teamfight spell. So a bit risky for them to go in here, but just keeping check there does keep MG.Trust away. Jira buyback down now on the AM. Awkward situation. You will really stare at that Roche. That has to be the next play here.
Absolutely. March just going to spam out some Venom wards and buy time. TNC just posturing. Jackie, BKB coming out at the 43-minute mark, which is kind of good because he now has it at 10 seconds. Hasn't needed it up until this point. Jackie gonna jump in, try to get some more damage off onto this. Massaros will take care of the Venom wards. TNC, they must know what's happening. Gabby's still without a Chrono, has to work without it. They do have Rolling Thunder, they do have Rupture, but that's it right now. Sonic Wave 10 seconds off, but Fearless gonna jump in with the Vortex now, holding them back. Tims is rolling. The Aegis is still on the deck. Tims, can you pick it up?
No.
He does manage to take it away, Tims! Oh, they see me rolling, he says. And MG.Trust, now they're on the run. A second Aegis steal. Jackie, he's been ruptured. He'll blink away anyway. He's going to try and survive this one. Another blink. We'll be all right. But Tims, with the drive-by, just takes away the Aegis from Jackie this time.
It's a big one. They are going to stall out the progress for MG.Trust. Now, they did manage to at least get away with a cheese and refresh shard. So you've potentially got double Ravage up for Masaros. You've still got a stable second life for Jackie if you can swap that cheese in. But you're a step up now. TNC, Chrono is back up and running. Gabby's just going to look for that opportunity, and it's a scary spot to be in if you're MG.Trust.
Oh, Q, got to be a little bit cautious here. Gabby might try for a free kill, but they seem to think there's heroes behind Q. Which Masaros was sort of behind. Tims, going to blink in. Masaros, don't do much. Another swashbuckling from Tims. Fearless, going to go for a zip. Does get the Vortex off onto KB with an arrow to fly out, and it does actually connect. Masaros, he's not going to go for it. Mind you, Masaros does have a refresher shard on the Tidehunter apparently. So, double Ravage. Could be very scary here for TNC.
Yeah, gotta choose their fight well. And they just go back to it. You know, they get back to farming. They are keeping that net worth lead of MG.Trust down. It's less than 1k. MG.Trust, again, when you have the AM and you've got less than 1k of lead, that means your other cores are suffering. The win probability is still favoring MG.Trust, though. 34 to 66, Mike. So it's that AM effect still in gear. And they're just plumping up a bit. You see them down bot. Looking for movement into the last tier 2. TNC not really going to commit too far. They just stand back, play safe. The Moonlight also not going to lead to too much here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Are we going to have another 1 hour plus game?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening?
Probably. If nothing happens in the next 4 minutes, they might as well wait for those tier 5 items, you know? And play it safe. Just wait for it. Maybe Masaros hits 25 too. That sounds fine. Now, today's been a very patient day, Mike. Although, TNC...
Oh, they're not going to go for anything yet.
No,
Fearless.
they want to wait, Mike.
Or maybe smoke up. Remember that double Ravage. It's a very, very scary kind of thing to play into here for TNC. And Q going to show himself now. Fearless gets a double Vortex. And the Ravage is out. Gabby, he time walked into the Ravage. There's a second one. They have cleaned him up. Poor Tims. He's across the map not knowing what's going on. He's the one with the Aegis as well.
That's a big win. MG.Trust leveraging that refresh shard. Now Masaros, he's got to know. He needs to buy that refresh orb ASAP. That's how they win these fights. Unfortunate. I mean, Gabby, he had his BKB the entire time. He didn't pop it before. And the Ravage just did way too much. That's what you need. And they straightened to the high ground. Jack, he's pretty darn strong now. You got to do something to stop this.
It's going to be tough. 3 heroes, no buyback. Very awkward predicament. There is still a tier 2 tower standing at the top lane, but Jackie, he does not want to wait. He wants to go after those tier 4 towers. So, Gabby, you've got to make a decision, sir. How are you going to defend this 2v5? He hasn't fought back yet. He's hoping on Tims to somehow make a miracle happen. Tims is rolling around, buying time. He'll get out again. 30 seconds for everyone to be back up and online. Glyph is going to be forced. TNC, they're still trying. Tims somehow still working through this. Does have the Aegis. Will lose 1 life. Back on those tier 4 towers, MG.Trust. They have a couple more seconds, but Tims is respawning with the Aegis. Now Gabby is there, and he also still has Chrono. He's just waiting for Armel and the rest of the crew. But when are they going to be up? It's not going to be fast enough, so he commits that Chrono. He hasn't caught Fearless, but he does have the AM. Is it enough? No, Jackie back onto the Ancient, and that is going to be it. Motivate.Trust do manage to win this out 2-0. And what a series it was.
Oh, man. That play by Fearless Mike. That small play of going back, clearing out an inventory slot, buying that Desolator, enabled that final push. The hesitation from TNC. They had the chrono on Gabby so early on. If they bought back earlier, that might have pushed MG.Trust far back enough. But they drop it. And this was TNC with a proper draft, mind you. There was no toying around here for sure. MG.Trust clearly showing some great outplays and putting up a good fight. TNC, it looked good for a while, but you got to hand it to MG.Trust. They woke up today. They played really well. Get that 2-0.
With that, John, that's it for tonight. It's been a fun day. Whoops, I forgot the betting odds at the end. I apologize about that. For those last 2 minutes. I do apologize. Still, fun game. Nice way to end things off, John. Before we do head off, a quick shout out to the fans. There's been a lot of very supportive people commenting, tagging us on Twitter, saying they're really enjoying the casting and things like that. We do appreciate it. So when you do send those comments out, thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. And quite frankly, John, I know we were making the jokes about how we're casting this long every day. It is the support from the community that actually makes it, makes you get through it, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Apart from that, though, it is time to go to bed and maybe have some dinner. It's MLP Dota and JohnXFire. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow.